buy any of this Newsom stuff? Is it for real?
It's interesting to me because I'd say about half and half, and I'd come. The two issues that you brought up early that piqued my interest were procurement, and then you talked about bottom-up government. So what about the referendum system in California?
Yeah.
I mean, how is that? Isn't that bottom-up? And isn't that put us in a terrible hole? Like when you're trying to balance the budget, and I know that's not your direct job right now, but 2/3 of our money is spoken for due to the referendum process. So would you be in favor of overturning that or creating a different kind of referendum process? And then on the procurement, how do you fix that? Isn't that your job to fix? I mean, it's not our fault that, as citizens, that whatever was CalPERS project was $200 million.
Let me challenge you on the last point. There's a great billboard, I don't know, somewhere down the 405 down in LA, and any of you have driven on the 405, you'll appreciate this. It says you're not stuck in traffic, and you go, what the hell is that? And you kind of crawl up slowly, and below it says, in parentheses, it says, you are traffic. We are our behaviors, Al. And it ain't good enough to say that's your job. To wit, my entire damn problem is that's the way we look at things. You vote, I decide. You think government is just more petition sites. I think it's something altogether different. I ain't interested in petition sites. I don't want a government to do more things for me. And I don't believe you can prescribe the federal pill to every damn problem. I just have a different foundational philosophy. I think we are our behaviors, too.
I'm Nick Allen. I'm the co-founder of Sidecar. You mentioned a couple of my competitors.
He got me nervous about being too long-winded. Sidecar, another fabulous example.
You've addressed this a little bit, but it's almost hard to tell where your frustration is directed. Is it at the Government Accountability Office, or is it at HP for blowing $300 million? And how do you kind of assign some of that accountability?
Sure. My name is Evan Lowe, Mayor for the City of Campbell. And,
Not a politician.
And we are fortunate to be in Silicon Valley, so it's certainly the hub. So we speak the language. And most people think it's generational. And so when I talk to individuals about the issues that our Lieutenant Governor talks about, people say, well, you're just young. It's just generational. Here's how we've done it. And so certainly, I think governmental entities are risk adverse. They don't like these risks, even though we live in Silicon Valley.
One point that you made, Gavin, which is interesting, you said it's a past versus future issue. I think it's almost past versus future versus what actually used to be. If you read Jared Diamond's book on traditional society, The World Until Yesterday, he makes the point that we actually used to make decisions by getting people involved. You erected structure and government and top-down process because you couldn't physically keep up. So now if we have the technology and the platforms to do that, actually this would not be something wrong. It would be actually a reversion to our natural means and the natural ways we were enabled by technology. Wouldn't you argue that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it's interesting. I mean, it's the old polis, right? The old town square, and the capacity now for technology. I mean, there's some interesting platforms. Cora does it, I think, very well. Localocracy does it well. There's these platforms for civic engagement that are taking shape. And it's just, all these things are in the Alta Vista phase, right? I mean, these are barely out of the garage. This is all new. Who the hell knows? Just like all the MOOCs. Everyone's now caught up. And I told you Udacity was a failure because, they had one little pilot at San Jose State. Everyone calm down here. I mean, it's a year and a half old, for Christ's sake.